And here we are back in the room again. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our ladies' room final one for the week. And now already the final one seems as though we started just a day ago. But nevertheless, we are back. Good morning, Christelle. Good morning, Andrea. Hope everybody is doing okay. Had a good night, and everyone is looking forward to a better day. It is Thursday, January 6th. Come on in, guys, and share the live. Good morning, Marion. Yesterday we had such a fantastic time. Oh my gosh, with Andrea Rapier. Oswald Pele Dabo, good morning. All the best for 2022. How are you? Hope all is well. Haven't seen you in a minute. Good morning, Pele. Good morning, Natasha. Good morning, Jenna Lynn. Good morning, Jillian Chetram. Hope all is well. Yeah, like I was saying, guys, if you missed yesterday's show, it was, I left yesterday feeling like I could take on the world. I can conquer the world. She was so good. I can't wait to have her back. And she did agree to come back next week. I'm trying to ring her, her fingers, her arms rather, together on a more regular basis, because boy, did we need to hear what was said yesterday. It resonated so deeply. And her energy, her vibe, her aura. When they see your spirit give, yeah, my spirit just gave her that lady. She just totally gave with her. So thank you so much, Andrea Rapier, for gracing us with your beautiful presence yesterday. And we're looking forward to having you back, oh, so much more. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Akira in Texas. Again, I hope all is well. Now we're talking about ladies. So we had we had a wonderful lady yesterday, and we're gonna have another one today. We've had her before, but in a different capacity. We want to talk about self development, because whenever a new year hits, we always start off with the resolutions, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And give or take 5 to 8 days, 5 business days. And, we're back, same old, and we'll be like, resolution, who? I ain't got time for that. I got things to do. I'm busy out here. So it's like 5 business days for a resolution to last. But it's self-development doesn't need a new year. It doesn't need resolution. But just having the start of a new year, it's sort of, it's all about balance. It's about renewal. It's about starting over. It's a lot that you can do the start of a year. And I wanna focus a bit on that this morning. And something else that I really want your feedback on, Cathy. And um, I saw this post, and it came from a man, a friend of mine on Facebook, and he said, "Independent women don't listen at all." At the end, it's like he opened like jailbreak with that statement. And I was looking at reading the comments, and I'm like, ladies, guys, we kind of proven him right now, because all the man said was independent ladies don't listen at all. And they came out with the justifications, the reason why they shouldn't listen and why they're not listening, instead of listening and asking, well, why do you say we're not listening, or we don't listen? What do you think is responsible for us not listening, or how can we make better listeners? And the comments were about, because the person wants to control, and he was like, I didn't say anything about control. I said listening doesn't mean I want to control you. If I'm speaking, or I have something to say, or I want to talk about something, or I have an opinion on something, or I want to advise you, if you're in a relationship, I should be able to say, nah, I'm not feeling that, I don't think you should do that. That is not control. You still have the decision is still yours to do it or not to do it. So how is that control? All I'm saying is, women, independent women especially, don't listen at all. So I want to get your feedback on that as well, because the comments, I'm like, oh my god, y'all just proved him right. We're not listening. All he said, he wanted us to listen some more, and we don't. So how are you, Kathy, and happy new year? How is it going for you on your end?
Good morning. Good morning. Hope you guys can hear me well. I have a little bit of raspiness because of the cold.
Okay,
I
just
am
come
doing very
a little more in the middle of the
okay.
yeah, because you're sort of out of the yeah, that's
Yeah.
better.
All right.
Hmm.
So happy New Year to you and your team. I appreciate the welcome. Thank you so much for having me the first week of January 2022.
Hmm.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy New Year to you guys. Yeah, I'm excited to be here. And guys, appreciate you guys for all the comments that I've been getting, all the love I got for 2021. I really do appreciate that. So to start off today, I'm actually gonna talk about self-development. Yes, Aruna is right when she said that usually we make resolutions and by day five, you gave it 8 days, I give it 5 days because 8 days is a lot. By the time you remember what you did the day after, you're like, yeah, I'm good, you know. So resolution is like the New Year's resolution lasts maybe but 5 days. Self-development is really an ongoing process, right? We tend to think of the resolution as a quick fix. We said something, we want to go to the gym, we want to eat healthy, we want to do this, we want to do that. And you set up all these big plans that never get fulfilled. Usually people would make gym resolution and go to the gym for about a day or two after they feel their thighs are all sore. They're like, okay, I'm done. Oh, I'll go back next week, and it never happens. So the resolution part comes in where you are going to be doing it on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, yearly basis. It's a continuous thing. It's a you thing. It's a me thing. So when it comes to self development, I teach this in my class too, that you have to be gentle with yourself. You have to have patience. You got to take your time. It's not a rush. It will never be a rush because taking care of you and giving you the best of you should never be a rush. It's going to be something that you have to practice, something that your mind has to be prepared mentally and physically for. And it's something that you realize it's your personal growth. So you're going to have to take your time on you, right? So self development is basically building your character and abilities, is building who you are, like making that better version of yourself, right?
But why are we so hard on ourselves though? Like we're like extremely critical and
Yeah,
hard.
we are. And I think it could be I think it could be environment. It could be like society always have this thing, you have to be this way and you have to be that way. But there is
Mhm.
no manual, there is no book that says you have to be, you know? It's just you know what you want or need because the person that knows what they want and need is pretty much you. It's not what somebody else is telling you should do or not do, right?
So do the comparisons hold us back though? Because you probably see Lisa
God, yeah,
ahead of us by leaps and bounds, or you don't know what Lisa's doing, how much work Lisa is putting
yeah,
into herself.
yeah,
But
yeah,
you're comparing yourself. Oh well, me and her are
yeah.
same age. We went to school together, but there she is with a white picket fence, and the husband and the three beautiful children and the little dog and a cat and what have you. And here I am, whatever. Does that play a role in how overly critical and hard we are on ourselves?
Yes, big time. Comparison, it's like self-sabotaging. You always look at, oh, why is Aruna doing this and I'm not doing that? We just finished school like 5 years ago. She has a car, she has a house, she has a this, she has a that. And look at me, I'm still struggling doing like a factory job, or I'm still doing a whatever. Everybody's journey is different. So the only person you should compare yourself to is the last version of you, right? You should always be in competition of you. You should be your biggest cheerleader. You should be your biggest critic. You should be your biggest, because at the end of the day, your story is different. Your path is different. Your choices is different. Whatever you choose to do is different. I cannot sit and, yeah, I'll probably sit and look at whatever you do, whatever. But what am I doing for me in terms of my self development? Because you chose your path and whatever you chose is working for you. So now I got to find what's working for me, right? I cannot live somebody else's dream or somebody else's life. I have mine, so I got to pay attention to it. They always say people think to look at the grass is greener on the other side. Well, what about your lawn? You're not wetting it. You're not
And
doing
what
anything. You're
about
not
the one field?
cultivating it. Yeah, exactly. So if you're not putting water in that lawn, and then again, you never know. The grass may be fake.
I was about
You know,
to say
the grass may be a piece of turf. Is not like really grass.
yes.
So pay attention to your grass, wet your lawn, clean it, manicure it, do all the things that's gonna give you that satisfaction, right? So yes, the comparison is a big killer, and I don't think it's just in the Black community. I think it's just a thing.
And now with
When-
social media, where everybody's into sharing and sometimes oversharing, that can really do a number on you and in terms of your development and where you are. Because people
Definitely.
often tend to post, the good things, the things that look pretty, without the hard work behind it or the sacrifices or whatever means or ways they got it. You don't know that. You don't know the story.
And it can also be fake because we're on social media. You see so much things. Don't always watch that picture. There could be so much hurt and so much trauma going behind that picture that this is the escape. This is the way of getting to living that facade, that life that's not real. So who's to say she's not hurting? Who's to say he's not hurting? Who's to say you don't even want to know what he or she had to do to get to that point? You just never know. So I always tell people, live it for you, cheerlead you, critic you. When you make a mistake, also be gentle because nothing we do should be a rush when it comes to taking care of who we are. We should be able to sit and analyze, okay, last year we didn't, and you can talk to yourself. Some people, like, I always laugh when I tell people talk to yourself, and they look at me like, oh, to myself, what do you mean? No, literally talk to yourself. Have that rapport with yourself and say, we didn't do great in 2021. That's okay. We're okay. We're still standing. We're still healthy. We still have a job. We still have a roof. And being grateful, that gratification, like being grateful, I don't think a lot of people understand what that means. You see, gratitude, girl, gratitude is something that we just have to keep in our daily lives. Being grateful the abundance that you have from yesterday, today, the day before. You have food, you have a shelter over your head, you have a place to sleep when night come, you have some money in your pocket. It may not be the millions that you
The
dream
bill.
about, but it's just being in the present, in the now, and being grateful for every moment. Some people are sick, they're in a hospital bed. Some people lose a limb. Some people they don't even know if they're gonna make it. They lost their homes, fire, things happen. So the little that you have, show that gratitude because it goes a long way. So those are things of self-development that I also teach and support my clients. Grateful, being grateful, the abundance that you have.
What are some of the things that can really hinder your development? And it doesn't matter at what age, but like development in general. What are some of the things that can really hinder your growth as an individual?
I think the negative self-talk, the not healing, the holding back, thinking about the past, staying in the past. Some people stay in the past. Some people just think, well, yeah, he did this to me, and you know what? All men are dogs, and or she did this to me, all women are whatever. And we
Yes.
tend to blame. We like to blame, and it's easier to sit in the negative than to move to the positive. So most times people are just stuck in a way, and I always say stuck in neutral or stuck in your head. Once you get out, there's so much of possibilities out there. There's so much of great things that you can accomplish. There's so much of great things that you can move forward to the adventures that await you. You just never know. But if you're just stuck, you just never know. It's like having a car and all you do is work home, work home, work home. The beach is there, all the beautiful, greenery, the gardens, the mountains. If you don't drive to a next destination. If you don't move, you will just never know. You'll be just so stuck. So
Mhm.
self-sabotaging, we sit and we're like always feeling guilty or we always feeling sorry for ourselves. Not moving forward, you're stuck. So you're not developing because obviously you're just stuck.
Mhm.
So the self-sabotaging, the comparison, the feeling sorry, staying in that past experience just keeps you bound. It doesn't do anything for you, really, to tell you the honest truth. It doesn't do anything for you, right? So there's a few things that I always tell people when they're learning about self-development. Always remember it's a process. And it's not a band-aid solution. It's nothing that you're gonna do that's gonna be, I do it today and I expect to see that big result. It's something that you have to continuously work on, and you got to be gentle with yourself. You got to be loving with yourself. You got to be caring of the words that you use towards yourself, right?
Mhm. Yeah, you
We
got to be.
just, yeah, go sorry, go ahead.
in terms of like the even the self talks, the pep talks you have to yourself about yourself, you not
Definitely.
just being critical, but there are some. You have you ever met somebody that it doesn't matter what, right? They probably just won the lottery. They probably just have a bought a whole new house or a new car, but they always just seem to be so angry with themselves, angry with the world, always negative. Doesn't matter how you're doing. It's always like this Debbie Downer kind of mood and vibe, and it's like doesn't matter what you say or what you do, that energy is always like off, like
Yeah.
off.
And it could be because that person has a lot of either trauma or a lot of personal issues that they haven't dealt with. So it's like you're just, as I say, being stuck in neutral, it's just you're stuck in that zone. But once you get out, or once you learn how to get out of that zone, then you'll be able to like recognize that the world is my oyster. I can do whatever I want. I can, you know, change my frown upside down. We say it and we laugh all the time, but if you want good, you're gonna make that change. And I always say the mind believe what you tell it, and what you think about expands. So if you sit in that, that's exactly what you're gonna have. If you continuously stay in that zone, you will never see that big picture. You'll never see that excitement, that wonderful thing that's out there that called life. Because you're just so stuck in that cocoon. You're not breaking free from it. So there's a lot of people that walk around and they mope. Yeah, they do. And you're right. Every time you see them, there's always the cat always dies. Something always happens. Something is always off with them. But I always say those are the people you don't want to sit beside. Those are the people you don't want to stay close to. Those are the people you don't want to give that energy to. Right? It's like some people say misery love company.
It's-
Yeah, it does. It sure does. It sure does. So once you see that happening, guys, run. Like literally run. Because
But what if
you're not
that is
one-
just a defense mechanism, and if you probably try to help them through it, they'll break it. You'll break through it. You'll break through it. What if that they're so accustomed to people leaving, and like you said, the traumas and what have you. So it's like, you put up that wall from jump. So hey, you're not gonna get a chance to hurt me. Let me.
but change only happens when you allow it to happen. So if I can preach out all I want, I can give you this, I can give you all the information. Just like with my course, I'm saying this is what I do. But if
Mhm.
you're not letting me in, if
You
you're
have to
not
get through.
accepting the fact that I have to be aware of who I am, I have to know that I need to make that necessary step or change, nothing gonna happen. If I don't identify certain things in my life needs to change and I need to break that chain, then it's obviously I'll be stuck forever. If I'm not the one to say somebody's here and they're genuinely here because they want to see me grow and because I want to see myself grow, then ain't nothing gonna happen. Ain't nothing gonna happen. Because
So in some
you're
of your
supposed
classes, though, what are some of the things that you think hinders their development based on the feedback or the conversations you have?
I think self-sabotaging. I think the traumas that they've been through, not being able to trust people, um, the negative self-talk. So a lot of these things would be stuff that they had experienced with people, especially
Mhm.
the trust. Because I deal with men, it's really hard for a lot of men to trust a female, especially if the trauma comes from a female. And that can be from childhood, adulthood, teenage, like it can be from any areas in their life, right? So me coming in and saying this is what I do, I get, whoa, where are you going? Like, who are you kind of thing, right? And I understand it because I keep telling people I have sons and I know I have
Mhm.
sons. I have boys that some of them might go in their room and they're like, what are you doing here? What do you want? And I'm like, I'm just coming to say hi. Sometimes you just feel like you just want to go say hi. And they look at you weird. They look at you like, what are you doing in my room? Why are you
Hey,
here? Why you
you're
want to talk
right.
to me? Yeah, I don't want to talk. And I'm not coming to talk. I just come to say hi. And you get that. You get the wall. You get the defense mechanism. You get that. And I respect every single man out there that needs time, that is standoffish. I call it standoffish because I understand that you are in a space where you're hurt and you don't want to relive certain moments. And it can be very hard for some men. I had one client, it took me almost a year to break through this client. Almost a year. Yeah, almost a year. He had over 20 years of hurt and trauma. So could you imagine everybody that came into this man's life? It was like a fireball, like just waiting to ignite, right? And I just had to say, I am not your past. I will never be your past. I am just here to support you on whatever journey that you want in your life. There's nothing you say to me that I will ever ridicule you, make you small, make you feel less of yourself. I just want to encourage you because guess what? If they haven't encouraged you, this is what I'm here to do.
You see, the thing is, and I'm happy that you made the point that you work with men, and of
Yeah.
course, some of the trauma and pain and what have you, because we seem to think that only men, cause or create or be are a part of
Yeah.
toxic situations, or cause trauma to women, but women actually do the same to men, but we don't highlight that much. We more focus on the pain and hurt that women experience from men and undergo and what have you. That's why with my conversation yesterday, we were talking about this whole hurt people, and
Mhm.
for the healing to be complete, both parties have to do the work. Both men and women have to do the work. And of course, that's part of the whole self development that we're talking about. It's not just, okay, well, men need to work on themselves and women absolve all responsibility where that is concerned.
Mhm.
We both have
Mhm.
to work on ourselves, and
Mhm.
that sort of ties in nicely with the point I made earlier on about my a friend posting on social media about women not listening, independent women not listening, and how problematic that is in relationships, and women actually defending that as to why they don't listen, or why as a matter of fact, why they
Very
should listen.
simple. And we see that so many times in on social media that, oh, because I have a job or because I have this money, and it's not the independence that women consider to be independence. It's always the figures, the numbers, the dollars, right? So I have my this, I have my that, I have my whatever, I have my whatevers. Now that's just arrogance, plain and simple. That's just arrogance, because in any relationship, you with a partner is obviously two different characters, two different personalities, two different everything, right? No two people is alike. But when it comes to being in a relationship, you should be able to give your partner ear. You should be able to listen. Like we don't do that a lot when it comes to a relationship. We always feel with the women, and we run our mouths. The man say one thing, and girl, it's for about a week. We'll call this one, we'll call that one, we'll say, and as you said, we give the reasons why we don't want to listen. And sometimes it's just hearing him out. It's just really respecting his space and saying, I got you, boo. I hear you. I understand. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have gone and buy that Louis Vuitton for $500 that you said that we're in a whatever. Oh, because it's your money. Because it's my money. I work for it. No, we're just saying we are planning to buy a house. Is this really necessary? You know what I mean? So we tend to run our mouth instead of thinking. As people would always say, I don't know if you're here, 2 ears, one mouth.
For a reason.
Listen more, talk less, right?
Hmm.
And we don't do that as ladies. We don't do that as women. We tend to run our mouth more. But if we listen more and we speak less, I'm telling you, it's a game changer. We will see so much things and we will be on a different path because now it's not us alone. We have to remember it's not us alone. Yes, we're independent. Yes, we got this, we got that. But is it really what he's asking? He doesn't care about that. He's saying, listen more, you know,
Because
respect
that's
my space
what we said.
too,
The women,
respect my space too. Yeah.
and one of the comments said, when we make our own money, no man can come out as just so. They better come correct. And in order for me to submit, so as to make more than me. So, like, He was trying to figure out
So
what is
that's
the
what I'm saying. It's
relationship
a
with
figure thing. It's a money thing. It's
what
never about giving the person
is
respect. It's money.
to
You're not really.
listening. So if I don't make enough money, you're not gonna listen to me. Is that what we're saying?
My point exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's a figure. We're putting that dollar sign in front of our relationship. We're putting that dollar sign in front of our own abilities. We're putting the dollar sign in front of our own personalities, our own person. Like we're not even thinking that we're hurting this man. And this man is like a king. He's saying, honey, I love you. Doesn't matter what. But I'm just saying, listen to me more because I might have something that you can, really get something from than just running off your mouth. And at the end of the day, you think your girlfriends are going to hold you back, hold you down when, you know, stuff goes, haywire? You think you're whoever's, first thing they're going to tell you, you have a man,
Mm-hmm.
right?
To
So
have a
we tend to run our mouth a little bit more than we should just be a little bit more humble. And that's why I always tell women, it's not about being right. It's not about the dollar sign. It's about compromising and being in a relationship with your partner. You should be able to give him that respect as he gave you, and all the submission. A lot of people pull that submissive thing. Oh, he wants me to this and he wants me I'm not a
control.
submissive woman. I'm not a, you know what? You be whatever you want. At the end of the day, then you end up with nothing, you know?
Thing is, if
Respect,
you're in that relationship and you don't feel respected, you feel this, that, or
respect
the
is
other, then you have the option to leave. But if
that's
you're
it.
there and you're still like, okay, well, I'm gonna be disrespectful either way,
Then you might as well be on
not
your
gonna
own. You might as
then
well be on your own. Yeah.
what is
And
the
that's
point?
why a lot of females lately are really on their own and they keep complaining and saying that, oh, I don't have this and I don't have that. I'm a good woman and but in all respect, we make choices. We do things, we say things, and men are not stupid. They pay attention. They're very, very observant. That's the reason why they don't talk as much because they're very observant. They listen to you. They see you on social media running off your mouth. They see you on certain platforms saying certain things. They see you in public. They see you with your friends. They see the kind of friends you have. I mean, a lot of these things, people say chivalry is that it's not. It's not. It's there. It's just the people you choose, the places you choose to go, the things you choose to do. You know, as I said, no relationship is ever going to be perfect. And I don't
Nope.
want anybody to get that idea. No relationship is perfect. But once you know you have something genuine, you work at it. You develop that, the same thing, self development. You develop that respect. You have certain things in place, that things that you're not going to accept, things that you will accept, things that you're going to do, things that you're not going to do. And it's about building you. When you reach to a certain level in life, somebody comes in and they compliment that. It's never that you're this. It's gonna be like a balance. You complement each other. And I think most times we compete as I said to somebody last year. I said we as a black race, we compete with our partners. Stop this competing thing. Like it's about complementing your partner and reaching that level where you guys are gonna elevate and be a power couple, doing things that is gonna be unstoppable.
It's like everybody wants the root.
That's the thing. We tear each other down, but yet still we want a good man. We tear each other down, but yet still want a good woman. We tear each other down, but yet still want a good relationship. We tear each other down, but yet still we call each other all these nasty names. But we expect to have a wonderful relationship. How does that work?
And like you said, no relationship is perfect. You're gonna
Mm.
argue. You're gonna have days where you're like
Cheat and
mad.
don't always meet.
Whatever. It
Cheat
would.
and don't
But
always meet.
in
We have no.
that,
That's
it's like
it.
people wait for a disagreement or a fallout to say the meanest,
The
vilest,
meaning
nasty
of this thing. Yeah.
about the person they
Yeah.
claim to
Yeah.
love, and as a part,
Yeah.
then you come back and
I
say
like
sorry.
that word. I
What
like that
exactly
word.
are you sorry for?
I say in relationships, you're going to argue. But you have to be mindful of your words. You got to be very mindful of your words. Yes, you're going to be upset, but guess what? If you're going to be disrespectful to your partner, that means you're holding all these things in. That means you already have that. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Why use a word to a person or use a word to somebody you claim? You said the word claim that you love and be disrespectful to the person. Call the person nasty names. Say all these, things to them, but yet still you love the person. Love is not hurtful. Love is never unkind. It's not boastful. So how could you sit there and say you love the person, but yet still you're rude and disrespectful? We got to be mindful. It's not something that You're gonna have to say, I'm this person, I'm prim and proper. Nobody's prim and proper. Nobody's prim and proper. Identify who you are, know who you are, right? Set boundaries early.
Mhm.
Respect who you are, respect your partner. And if there's some disagreement, know how you want to deal with it. And I always tell people, you see, when it comes to disagreement and all that stuff, don't do it in front of your friends, your family. Don't do it in public. Public shame is one of the worst things that could ever happen in a relationship,
Friends, yeah, I hate
right?
that. Mhm.
So you and your partner, like, prime example, my ex-husband and I went to a party one time, and he said something to me. And, like, as a woman, pee pee cluck cluck, I was already up. I was like, and
You're
I
ready
had
to
to go back down. Because we were at his party, his work party, and he said something, and so these are things that you have to remember in yourself and say, you know what, girl, is it really worth it to disrespect this man in public or to disrespect yourself in public? And I was upset, but I had to remember I'm not in the place. I'm not in the. And I said, you know what? Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
leave it
And then he
alone.
realized and he said, okay, Kat, okay, let's just calm down. But these are the things we have to remember, or nobody is perfect. And don't get me wrong. Somebody might say something to you, and the first thing is that cuss them off. You want to say all these nasty things to your partner. No, I have respect for that person, especially if you say you care and you love. People throw word of love around so much that I think it just watered down now. It doesn't have no substance to it anymore. It's just I say I love you because is the
Mm,
thing to say, is the thing to do. But what's the real substance and meaning behind it? A lot of people don't even respect the word love, you
it's like
know?
not a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
Because
Just like
there's women nowadays are looking for financial security over love. So whenever they get that bag up, they immediately consider themselves an independent woman. Wow, that's how you men see us.
is
That's
that
hard.
how hmm,
That's harsh.
that's
Hey,
kind of I mean, again, it depends on that's what I'm saying. It depends on you as a person. It depends on your character and what you're looking for in a woman, in a spouse, in a partner. Because it can also be a judge of your character and who you are. Because if you're looking for these kind of women that is looking for to secure the bag, then what does that tell you? You know, as I said again, is working on your self development, doing things that at the end of the day, if it shift either way, it doesn't throw you off too much because at the end of the day, you already know who you are. And we always talk about, somebody said something one time, what are you bringing to the table and all these things. But it's like people are looking for all this financial stuff. Oh, I have this and I have. What are you bringing to the table? Determination, drive, tenacity, strength, uh, you know, people don't look for these things anymore. They look for if you don't have a good job, if you don't have a car, if you don't have a house, if you don't have, then you can't come talk to me kind of thing. There's nothing about your personality anymore. There's nothing about your character. It's
not
nothing
important
about how you feel about somebody else.
what you're bringing to the table.
Yeah, you know. I heard it on Facebook one time. This young man asked a woman. He's like, "What are you bringing to the table?" And she was so lost. She was like, "What do you mean? What am I bringing to the table? Oh, I have this and I have that and I have this and they're going back and forth like this on like a live, I think. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, is that what we really come to now? Like we're in this space where it's all about the bags. If you don't have it, you just don't make it. Like really? And then these things don't last a good year or 6 months because somebody else is looking to because you could get a bag that's 1 million and somebody else come with 5 million. Guess what? Your 1 million don't mean nothing,
You drop the
right?
one, pick up the
The
five.
1 million is like $1. You drop the one and you take the five. So that's what I'm saying. Is it really about all these superficial things around us? You know, is as I keep saying, building your character and your ability is building who you are as a person. You would find somebody out there for you no matter what. There's always somebody for somebody. But if you are at a level in your life where you say, I know I deserve more, I know I want more, I know I need to grow in order to be the better version of me, then all my self development has to be about where I'm going and where I'm at in life and what I want to achieve. And it's not about, as I said, the materialistic stuff. You know? It's
Yeah.
making that change for you as a person, building who you are. And then everything else falls into place. And then you find that partner that is on that same level with you. Guess what? As I said, that's a power couple right there. And there's so much of that out there because there's a lot of men out there that their headspace is just focused enough that they meet the right partner. And then people look at him and we say, how did she find? Guess what? While you were looking at all these things and putting your butt cheeks outside on social media and doing all these things, my girl was on the corner growing herself in a way that she know she deserve more, right? My guy was on the corner growing himself, building himself, and taking care of what he wanted so he can, And these are the things I keep telling people. Self-development is key. It's key. There's a few things that I wanted to just kind of touch base on when it comes to like the self-development aspect, right?
Hmm.
Um, Stop procrastinating. You want something, go for it. I had to learn this the hard way for the last 3 years. I procrastinated for years, right? To start a business, to do a lot of different things in life. And I had to literally get out of my own way and say, girl, you know what you want. You're not a dummy. You know what you want. Go out there and do what you needed to do. But I was so harsh on myself. It's like I was my worst critical thinker. I was so negative when it comes to certain things in my life because I always feel that I'm not good enough and I'm not enough. But when I really got out of that zone, I had to remember I'm doing it for me, you know? Reading again is something that I always tell people to try to get on board with. Do a little bit of reading here and there. It sharpens your skills and it also help you to build better skills or even help you to create, you know, a stronger skills in the future. we, I don't know if you remember, we used to say this thing home, go to bed early, help you to be healthier, and like go to bed early, get up early. Yeah, healthy and wise. And it's also a true saying because it also help you to relax your brain. It also help you to stay focused and alert. So if you go to bed early, you get up early, it gives you that boost of energy, right? So you can always be able to build yourself up and go on your daily duties. Having an accountability partner, somebody that you can call to that you know is focused just as you. And when you fall off, they're not going to be so critical to say, oh my God, you fall off again, Aruna. Like, really? No, they're going to have your back. They're going to say, girl, I know, I've been there too. And you got this,
Get up and try again.
encouraging you, supporting you. Yes, exactly. Encouraging you and supporting you along that journey, saying, you got this. It's okay. 1 month is not bad, Go ahead, keep doing what you're doing and just keep focused, right? Building self confidence is the next thing. A lot of people don't have a lot of that. And I've seen it even in a lot of men, right? So helping somebody or like encouraging them with their self confidence is key
Mhm.
to doing the self development.
Alrighty.
Right?
Well, good way to end. Some wonderful tips indeed to end this week, the very first week in our ladies room, and of course of 2022. So just want to say a huge thank you as always for hitting us with these gems, and of course looking forward to more conversations like these in 2022. So deeply appreciative, Kathy, and thank you so
You're
very
welcome. You're welcome. And thank you so much for having me as usual. I appreciate it. And
much.
thank you to all the listeners outside. I appreciate it. Happy New
Fantastic.
Year, everyone.
Alrighty. Thank you, everyone on the live to tuned in and of course for chiming in the conversation. Of course, wouldn't read everything, but for the most part, I think we get where we're coming from, and it's all about development, self development in 2022, ways to better ourselves and work on ourselves. That's what the modus operandi is: working on self. All right. So we'll be back next week with some more right here on Power 95. So here's an invitation to join me again for another show. Thank you so much to our kind sponsors, Beacon Insurance, Western Union, Eskimo Variety Store, for making our room possible today. Catch y'all later, guys. Have a good one and be safe. All right.
Shopping, a place where you can shop with no worries or hassle.